You know, since everybody here has an interest in health, I thought I'd just talk about health, or the opposite of health. Many years ago, in fact, my first 21 years, I was dreadfully sick every day, every night, every morning. It was the same old thing, but I was going to several different medical doctors, and they said, well, there's not much we can do for you. I had asthma, I had hay fever, and I had every allergy there was. I was even allergic to the needles that they stuck me with during the testing. So time went on, and I wasn't getting any better. So I thought, well, this is just the way life is. I never really knew what good health was until I went to the draft board. And the draft board gave me a thorough exam, and they said, are you always like this? Because I was wheezing, and my nose was running, and they could see that I wasn't in the best of shape. And I said, no, this is the best day I've had this year. And they said, we don't want you, we want to win the war. Well, I said, what do I have to do to get in the Army? He said, you're not going to make it. I said, oh, okay. So, dejected, I went back to college, and it wasn't but 2 months. I walked into a chiropractor's office, unannounced, and he came out and checked me, and he said, you know, he said, I have some work that I'd like for you to do, but he said, I'd like to work on you first. And I thought, well, okay, all right. So anyway, he examined me, x-rayed me, and went through the whole 9 yards. And lo and behold, he gave me an adjustment that day. And I thought, wow, he adjusted my atlas. I didn't even know what an atlas was. I didn't even know what a chiropractor was. I wasn't too excited about finding out either. But it wasn't painful, and he was done, and so then I went ahead and did my work. And you know, I came back the next week, and he gave me another adjustment, and I was starting to feel better. And I thought, this is incredible. I mean, I've had hay fever, and I had allergy, I had asthma, and everything started to get better. So after 2 months went by, I was completely healed, thanks to chiropractic, and thanks to that one adjustment that started it, that atlas adjustment. So at that time, I decided I found my calling, and I said, I'm going to get out of, I was in pre-dent at the time at Ohio State. I thought, I'm going to get out of this and go on out and enroll in chiropractic college. That was my big decision. Everybody said, you're crazy. I said, yeah, I know. You've known that all the time. Thanks for reassuring me. So I went on out to Davenport, Iowa, enrolled, and another 4 years later, I graduated. Came to Clearwater, and lo and behold, I opened up an office on Gulf Bay. For about 2 years, it was great. And then they tore up Gulf Bay, and they put an 18-foot pile of dirt in front of my office. Well, that was a little hard on business. People had trouble climbing over that pile of dirt to get in my door. So I decided that I'd better find a new location because they were sort of freezing me out. I came over to a meeting right when you came in the door this evening. I was standing right back there, and Monsignor Colreevy was a patient of mine. This was 50 years ago, and, well, it was already 52 years, yeah, 50 years ago. And so he said, I told him, I said, I needed a location for my office. And he was standing right there, and as you go out the door, he just said, put it right over there. And I looked over there, and it's dark, like it is tonight. I couldn't see anything. But that's where it all started. I went down and checked on the building permit. Well, I had to come back and get a special letter from Monsignor. As soon as they saw the letter, they said, everything's fine. Your office will go in there. So that's how it all started, right back there in that corner. And I think this is the first time I've been in this building in 50 years. So I'm happy to be back. And I'm very happy to have every one of you here because health is your most vital possession. And that was 21 years that I was sick. And ever since then, I've been healthy. And no allergies, no hay fever, no asthma. So thanks to chiropractic and thanks to that Atlas adjustment. Dr. Hunt has a few announcements she wants to make now.
Thank you, Dad. Can I get a round of